Good evening everyone and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League for round 2, sorry about that, round 2 of the Austrian Grand Prix. I am one of two commentators for tonight, Malk, with me as always, and he's come back after he missed out on round 1, but he is back in the perfect commentator seat. Tim, how you doing, mate? You alright?
How you doing, Malk? It's good to be back. Unfortunately, I had some extenuating circumstances last week that prevented me to be here, and it looks like I missed a really good race. Nightshade's picking up the win, and now with the reverse grid that we're going to have today, starting a little bit further in the back than first, but we'll see if he can work his way up there. I'm very excited for this new format, personally.
Absolutely. I mean, last week was like a classic with the full qualifying situation at the French Grand Prix. And it was absolutely immense stuff there. But, well, yeah, it was a classic race because Nightshades was doing everything he could. But Cliffy was just trying to close the gap there to Nightshades. But even though he had the pole, the 2 points extra for the pole position, that was immense stuff there from him. But well done to him for getting second place there. Scopefielder, the Drivers' Championship runner-up from last season, in the top 3 as well, so it'd be good to see how everyone can try and capitalise on it as well. But just to recap, guys, there will be no qualifying. We're going to go straight to the race. This is the reverse grid of the first round, Tim. So what's your thoughts of tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting because you're going to see some drivers that didn't really have a good race last week, or maybe just some drivers that, you know, normally aren't contenders up the front, starting up the front. So we're going to see if they're able to hold off and defend their position and see just how much clean air really makes a difference. Because, you know, as I said, Nightshade's winning last week. I believe he's going to be starting in 13th place. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. We'll actually find out here in just a moment because it looks like the admins have gotten the lineup order situated. So we're about to start here momentarily. But we're going to see if he can work his way up through the pack. And I think that that's going to be a very difficult challenge because obviously he's fast. But I don't think that that really matters when you have a whole bunch of cars that you've got to pick off because there's a lot of potential for wing damage and spins and mistakes, not only on your part but on other drivers' parts that you could just get caught up in. So there's a lot of different variables that's coming into play here that could prevent the winner from last week being on the podium this week.
Absolutely, and it's good to see how the guys can try and capitalise on all those. Well, try and get through try and get through the pack as quickly as possible. And if you don't get it spot on, you will lose out massively as well. But to be fair, though, looking from going through the grid, it kind of feels like the F2 sprint race where you got the faster drivers at the back and pushing them all the way to the front. But it all depends if they get a good strategy around here tonight. You could have the strategy that we'll definitely go for is the soft mediums or medium softs, and I tried to do the soft hards last night and it worked out perfectly, which I did not expect to do. But soft mediums or medium softs, preferably soft mediums, is the way forward if it's a dry race, which looks like it from the backgrounds there, Tim. So would you have gone for that in your situation if you was driven around Austria?
For me, it depends on where I'm starting. If I'm starting a little bit further back, because, you know, let's just say I finished 3rd last week. If I'm starting that far back, then I'm going to probably go for the mediums at first to try to extend that longer stint. It may be a bit of an unorthodox strategy, but if you have the pace, I really believe that you can make it work. But the key is having the pace and being able to stay consistent throughout the course of the race. If you're not confident on your pace, if you don't think that you can keep up with these drivers on that slower tire, then you might just have to go with the same strategy of soft to mediums. But I usually prefer the reverse strategy of medium to soft so that you can extend that first stint just a little bit longer. But of course, as I said, it does depend a lot on pace.
Absolutely, it all depends on, like, with the car performance as well, like, because obviously this is the same car performance from last week because the allocations will be for once every 2 weeks. So you are right, it all depends on how they can try and capitalise it around here. But yeah, 2-stop. Obviously, if you're using the fastest car around here, you could do a 2-stop. You could do the 2-stop, but it all depends if how they can try and do well on this track, because they could be not be great at Austria. We never know, but from everyone's point of view here, I think, not like I said, from the drivers that we've seen throughout the seasons there, obviously you got Samu and Nitro winning the drivers and the constructors and the drivers respectively. And looking at that point of view there, Tim, honestly, Nitro won F3 race last night, and he did it perfectly. You got Osteria, who win the top 5 when he went from, I believe it was from hards to softs as well. And we're about to kick off here now, so it all depends on how they can try and do it around this track here. And I personally love the track, personally love it as well. But what's going to be, I mean, we're going to see the proper grid in a moment, so about 10 seconds to start off with. But if you just joined, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. You've been wondering, where's the qualifying? We're about to start going straight to the race, the reverse grid of the race round 1 results. So we're going to have the formation lap, and as you can see here, we'll just get the stats up. So yeah, so Tim, looking at the drivers going for the strategies here, so O'Steven and Sab have gone for the medium tyres, same with Cliffy and Simon, Barca, Prime, Cryptox and Matty to go for the medium tyres to start off with, and then the rest have gone for the softs. So what's your thoughts about that?
Well, I think that O'Steven and Sab are going to get swallowed at the start on those medium tires because they are the slower tire. But I do like the idea of the drivers further back trying to take that gamble and start on the mediums. However, O'Steven and Sab do have the benefit of being in the Mercedes, which, as we obviously know, is the fastest car based on performance. So they might be able to stay in front, but I just don't really see them being able to hold off these guys on soft tires for very long. However, if they're able to do so, then I think that they have the perfect strategy, and they might even be able to walk away with a win, if not a podium at the very least. But we'll have to find out in the first few laps to see if they're really that fast.
You have to wait and see. You have to wait and see what's going to happen here so far in the start of round 2. Directly into the race here tonight. O'Steven in the mediums, and then Sab in the mediums as well, in second place as well. So, but also you got to remember here, Tim, you got Scott, who he's got the pace. Obviously, he's in the slower car at the moment, but he's definitely got pace. So he should be challenging a little bit at the start with those 2 drivers with the medium tyres. Tim.
Yeah, that he should. And honestly, I would not be surprised if we saw him on the podium at the end of the day, because you're right, he does have the pace. And I'm actually surprised to see that he did finish that far back last week. But as you know, it's very easy to have a bad race. So we're going to see if he's able to capitalize on this better starting position today and get a podium and get a good points day. But there you see the drivers. They're lining up on the grid, finding their appropriate positions. And there you see it, there you hear it, you hear those itchy pedal feet, you hear those engines revving, the drivers fixated on those lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. No red lights. We are green for the Invictus Racing League Performance League at Austria. O'Steven and Sab out to an early lead, at least O'Steven is, while Sab drops back and is 3 wide for second place, turns into 2 wide with the Hellstone in second, and that AlphaTauri moving up. A little bit of contact between Sab and the Hellstone, but no harm, no foul. They're still side by side as they go down to turn 3. It's going to be a 3 wide situation between the Ferraris and the Haas as they go through that very tight right-hander. The Red Bull of Nitro Gas also sticking his nose into the mix, and it looks like there was a Haas car that went into the grass momentarily. That was Scott Bugner, who's dropped down to 5th now.
Yeah, it looked like he did not have enough room there, but banning out here, we've got 2 wide and 3 wide situation there, and Sab struggling. He just hit the grass there, which has now brought Scott into play, and the Hailstone it's just gone past Moreno here for second place here. So action-packed galore here at the start of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League here as well. So at the moment here, a bit of a struggling start there from Scott there, but hopefully O'Steven can try and push away it from the Hailstone, because he's one of those drivers who is quick, and he's one of the F2 drivers in this league as well. Tim.
Yeah, Moreno, he's looking very fast here today as he was fighting with the Hellstone for second place there for just a moment. Thought for a minute he was going to be able to get by him, but he's used up all his overtake, at least for that last lap. And he is on his overtake mode now as he goes side by side with the Hellstone. He's going to try to make the move on the outside through turn 3, but is he going to make it stick? He's got some momentum. There was some contact, but Moreno moves in front of of the Hellstone in the AlphaTauri to now challenge Steven for the lead. He's trying to chase him down. Not close enough yet. Moreno just going fast enough through that corner. Thought for a minute he was going to overdrive it, but he did a good job of hanging on to it. But Steven, seeing those battles behind him, that is what he wants to see. But now that Moreno is pulling away, it's only a matter of time before that Ferrari gets by him.
A matter of time as well here, but fair play to Moreno. He's just trying to push on to Steven, who's trying to do the medium softs by the looks of things anyway. But it all depends on what Moreno's going to try and capitalise on in a moment or two. We might have the DRS in a moment or two here, but Moreno, as you can see, going down the straight here, trying to push on here as much as possible, coming up to turn 1 here and trying to do everything he can here. But you can easily get a penalty here, and he's going to try and make the move in too wide here. We're going to have too wide, and he makes the move. Brilliant move.
He made the move going to the grass, too. He clipped the grass, was able to hang on to it. He was still fast enough to get by Steven. So move Moreno up into the first position. Steven settling for second, but he's going to try to challenge Moreno again with the DRS. Is he going to be able to get on his inside going into the turn? He does not send it, staying behind Moreno. So good sportsmanship, smart driving from Steven. I think that if he had went on the inside, that would have been a gap that closed too quickly for him to react to. So Steven half a second back behind Moreno as the Ferrari driver is now starting to pull away.
Absolutely, so fair, respectful driving there. But as long as Steven can try and keep the pace with Moreno, he will be perfect to try and get the DRS. And that's absolutely key here as well, especially when you're on like the slower tyre as well, compared to a driver that ahead that's got the fastest tyre as well. I'm just going to go through the grids here at the moment here. So Scott's trying to close in on Sab here for 4th place here, and also Nitrogas trying to close in on Jim Laguna for 6th place here as well. So again, Scott's got a great exit there. We have another 2 wide here. Will Scott try and make the move? He moves up to 4th. Perfect move there from Scott there, Tim.
And Scott moving up into 4th, as you said. Sab, he's dropping back like a rock. So those medium tires not doing very well for the Mercedes of Sab, but they're doing okay at least for Steven in that Mercedes. The Hellstone, though, he is slowly but surely getting the DRS where he needs to gain on Steven. But now the Hellstone's going to have to worry about Scott Bugner, who looks very fast here today in that Haas machine. He might be sitting up on top of the podium. Steven, though, I think that he might be the odd man out to get a podium here today because he is keeping pace, not with Moreno, but just enough to stay in front of the Hellstone. So I think that he is going to be in a good position to at least get a 3rd place here today, but it's going to be so very close. It's just a matter of, is he going to be able to hit his pit stop exactly right? And, of course, there's always that variable of a safety car. If a safety car comes out, that throws a lot of the strategy that these drivers are running out the window, and they're going to have to adapt.
Absolutely, and they've got to think about it as well. Too much here, but it all depends on how they can try and get some more power into their cars, because they're trying everything they can to try and make the move here as well. And there's some battles galore at the back as well. It looks like Nightshade trying to make the move on Cliffy there, but still, we're still battling out here for 3rd place here for Hellstone. Trying to close in on Steven, who's dropping the pace from 1st place here. But Jim Laguna moves up to 5th. Sab drops down to 6th place here. There was a bit of a lock-up there, Tim.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you saw it, but going through turn 1 that last time, the leader of Moreno actually picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And I saw him a couple laps before cut that corner as well. So Moreno having a lot of issues with turn 1, and I'm really not surprised. And speaking of the devil, there goes Jim Gooner and Simon Palmer picking up a 3-second time penalty for each of them for multiple warnings. But turn 1, I'm not surprised, is the problem child for these drivers here today, because it's such a fast corner, and it's so tempting to cut that curve, and you can sometimes do it without even trying it. So Moreno having some issues, along with Sab, who also picked up a 3-second time penalty that last lap. And now it looks like there's an AlphaTauri off the track that is the Hellstone. The Hellstone is spun out of turn 1, and he's stuck in the grass now.
Oh no, so Hellstone, who had a great pace here at the start of the race here, is now dropped down because of that mistake at turn 1. Oh no, you guys should try and make the move as well onto Sab here for 5th place here. there's about 5-car battle here behind there as well. So Nitrogash and Sab try to barrel out here as well. So unbelievable stuff here. Cliffy did make the move on Nitrogash. I was watching him while he was watching Moreno at that point there. But Sab's going back up to 5th place here. So the Merc, with that Merc power there, try and push on here from those medium tyres where I'm losing the voice here. Nitrogash is trying to push on here. But with the softs, you do not want to lose too much time with the guy that's on the medium tyres here, Tim.
Yeah, and this is about the time where the soft tires start to lose their life. It's about 5 laps in on these tires. So, you know, realistically, they can last anywhere from about 8 to 10 laps, I believe. So, not surprising to see that the medium tires are starting to come alive. But Sab, he's got to be very careful because out of the final corner there, he went very wide, definitely exceeding track limits. I don't think he got a penalty for it, but definitely not doing himself any favors. But now we got Cliffy making a move on Nitrogash around the outside, turning into the inside now as they go through this next corner here, approaching the very tight right-hander. Nitrogash trying to go on the outside, but not able to do so. So they're going nose to tail. Sab, Cliffy, and Nitrogash through turn 3. The Alfa Romeo of Cliffy having his sights set on the Mercedes of Sab. He's got the DRS open. He's chasing after him, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move, but he does drive it pretty hard into the corner to try to keep to the back of Sab there, while Nitrogash is just kind of watching Cliffy pull away. I don't think Nitrogash is quite as fast as Cliffy, and if you notice, Cliffy has the medium tires. So, the medium tires are really starting to come alive while the softs are definitely dropping off.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we have to try and push on here as well. So here's Nitrogash to try and push on to Cliffy again here for 6th place. But there's so many battles galore, you just don't know which one to pick. So Stephen losing that, holding on for 2nd place against Scott here with 5/10 gap there. But also Sab, Cliffy, Nitrogash, Niels Barca, who just had a bit of a battle there with Nitrochase earlier on as well. So here we go, Barca try and make the move here on Nitrogash here. Could it be another 2 wide here? Down the straight here, passing to turn 2, into turn 3 here, and he makes the move perfectly there, Tim.
Yeah, made the move with relative ease. Niels Barca going fast, and look at that! Nightshades in the racing point, locking it up and sending it into turn 3. On the side of Nitrogash, might have been a little bit of contact, but the front wing does look intact. So, no harm, no foul there from Nightshades, but a very close call nonetheless. I'm sure that Nitrogash might even need a new pair of underwear after that.
Absolutely. So, Nitrogash just trying to do everything he can there, but I'm going to have to go back to 3rd place here because Scott is now 3/10 behind O'Stephen here for 2nd place here. Moreno's just pushing away like no man's business here for 5.5 seconds there. So fair play to him as well. But now O'Stephen is really struggling with those trying to push away. But Scott is not giving up here. Same with Jim, slowly behind here by 7/10 there. And they're coming up to the 1st corner now. So Scott needs to get a good exit here. Could have a replica here to try and push on to make the move here. Oh no, Stephen here, will he got enough pace to get past him? This could be close. This could be close for turn 3. Perfect move. Perfect move there from Scott there. What a move there. But Jim the Gooder is right behind him of O'Stephen. But O'Stephen's bounced back here. Try and make the move back into turn 4 now. And so Scott went from 3rd to 2nd, and then back to from 2nd to 3rd now. But is Scott going to go around the outside? Is he? Oh, I thought he was going to try and go around the outside there, but Scott's still keeping on here with O'Stephen here. We're on lap 9:36.
Yeah, Scott, he definitely tried it. It looked like he was going to be able to get some momentum, but just not quite able to do so. But I'm noticing that Scott is a lot faster on the soft tires than drivers like Nitrogash and Nightshades. So Scott has done a very good job of conserving those soft tires and being able to keep himself in contention for this podium position, getting very close to the back of O'Stephen there, but no contact. O'Stephen getting a little bit loose out of the exit of turn 1. That's going to allow Scott to get next to him as they approach turn 2 now, side by side, but O'Stephen has just a little bit of the advantage, but Scott will have the inside line, and O'Stephen having to take evasive action so he doesn't cut into Scott there. So Scott had the edge for a moment. Which one has the DRS? Do both of them have DRS? Scott does not. He does have the DRS, and I think Steven does as well. So they're still battling side by side through turn 4. A little bit of contact between the Haas and the Mercedes. So now Scott Bunger moving up into second. Steven having to settle for third. Jim the Gooner just watching this saying, hey guys, I'll let you battle all day long because I'm going to be the one to take advantage of that once we get back around.
Absolutely. Brilliant move there. But also, Cliffy moves to 5th place, battling out with Sab while we was watching that battle there between Steven and Scott there as well. But Steven's dropped out to 4th now as well. So I have to wait and see what happens there from that point of view there. But still watching this battle here for Cliffy here. Just could be closer to Steven here for 4th place here. So, and also just behind there, Niels Barca right behind Sab there. But will Barca try and make the move? No, he won't. He'll try and do what everyone else has been trying to do. Get that good exit at turn 1 and get the pass there as quickly as possible. As you can see from the background there, Barca try and make the move on Sab.
Charlie has spun, and he hit the wall. Out of turn 1, I do believe. Yes, out of turn 1, Charlie has spun, and he hit the wall. He has got significant front wing damage. He was running in the 10th position. Now he's in 12th and dropping back even further, and it's a long way back to the pits, Malk.
Oh, no. So now, well, Samu's retired from the session here, so yeah, he has. He's retired from the session here in the pits by the looks of things anyway, so he won't carry on with this race here tonight. So we're on lap 11:36. Oh, Sab! Sab spun! Looks like Sab spun off about turn 7, I believe. So he's spun off at turn 7 as well. So I really do hope Sab can try and get back here as quickly as possible here. But we've got this battle here for Steven, Cliffy, and now Barca. Cliffy's going to try and make the move on to turn 1 here. And this could be make or break it, but fair play to Cliffy. He wants to get some decent points here. He had 2nd place last week at the French Grand Prix here, and he will try and make the move on to 4th place here. So he's going to try and make the move into turn 3. Lock up there. Just ahead is Jim the Gunner. Just locking up there, but there's still side by side here. Oh my days, Tim. You don't know, you do not want to leave at this point in time here.
No, you don't, because Niels Barca, he is just watching this. Cliffy with a big lockup through turn 4. You can throw a blanket over 4th, 5th, and 6th place here. So Steven just barely hanging on to 4th. Cliffy, though, doing a good job to try to stick to Steven and get by him. But that Mercedes is definitely a little bit faster on straight lines than that Alfa Romeo. At least it seems like it is. And Steven definitely catching a lot of good lucky breaks here. But Cliffy, let's see what he can do when they get to turn 1. So they're going around the final corner now. Cliffy still in pursuit of Steven as they cross the line. We'll see what they do when they get to turn 1. Of course, Steven, he can see Jim the Gooner up there in 3rd, but he's not really gaining on him at all. And Jim the Gooner actually thought about making a move on Scott Bugner, but thought better of it. Still nose to tail through turn 1, approaching turn 2 now. Cliffy does have the DRS open, but Steven does as well. So Steven chasing down Jim the Gooner. He's got the DRS, and Jim the Gooner had the DRS on Scott Bugner, so it was just a DRS train. This is now basically turned into a battle for 2nd. So 2nd through 6th are so very close, practically nose to tail. And Steven trying to make the move on Jim the Gooner now. He's going on the inside, going through turn 4. Will he be able to make the move? A little bit of contact, maybe. No contact at all. But a lockup from Steven slowed him down just enough to where Jim the Gooner, he got the momentum around the outside and was able to hang on to that 3rd position for now. But Steven, he's coming. He is definitely on the hunt.
Absolutely. But like I said, regarding the tyre wear situation, quickly, with the softs, can last about 16 laps. The softs can last about 16 laps. Oh no! I don't know if Steven thought that Jim the Gooner was going into the pits there, but because of that, has he lost a bit of his front wing? He has. He's lost a bit of his front wing on the right hand side there. But look at Clifford. Look at Barca. Barca's trying to make the move on to Steven for 4th place, and he makes the move perfectly there. Yeah, he has. He's lost a bit of his front wing on the right hand side there because Jim was going into the pits. Steven did not see where Jim was going to go into the pits, and because it's a fast blowing right-hander, it's very difficult for that pit entry there as well. So because of that now, Steven will grab probably about another few seconds into the pits to get that front wing change as well. Tim.
And that is just a heartbreak for O. Steven. He had a podium going for him, and maybe he's not out of the count. He is still running in 5th, but I think his best strategy now is pitting, obviously, to change the front wing, but also going on the hard tires and just trying to see if he can last until the end. It'd be about 21 laps that he have to make those hard tires last, but without a safety car, that's his best bet. But O. Steven, he's actually staying out. So apparently he feels like the car is handling good enough, but I don't know why he's staying out, because there you see Nitro Gash going by him. O. Steven just keeps dropping back. The best thing he can do is pit, and I'm surprised he didn't that time.
I'm surprised there, but look at O. Steven there. He's trying to get that slipstream off Nitro Gash here for 4th place here, and O. Steven does get back up to 4th as well, so fair play to him on that, but he will lose that on the straight line speed here, because now Nitro Gash will try and aim to get that Merc off him there, but he's probably definitely got that overtake option on to try and get away from the slipstream of Nitro Gash there. So he's doing all right here, Steven, but his wing will absolutely be shocking near in the next few laps here. But Nitro Gash trying to make the move, and he does make the move into 4th. You do not expect the move to be there as well on turn 7 as well. So fair play to Nitro Gash and respectful driving as well. Tim, who are you watching so far?
Watching Cliffy actually take the lead from Scott Bugner. Scott Bugner goes into the pits, so Cliffy will inherit this 1st place position. Of course, Cliffy on the medium tires, he'll be able to stay out for a little bit longer. So him and Niels Barca running 1 and 2 at the moment, and Niels Barca will have the DRS down this straightaway as they approach turn 2 and eventually into turn 3. However, will Niels actually be able to get close enough to make a move on Cliffy? No, he will not, but he did gain some ground there. So going through this very tight right-hander, and Niels Barca actually slowed way up. And is there a safety car?
I believe there is a safety car. Normally we have it at the top, but it does not show. But all the track is in yellow, so I believe, yeah, virtual safety car. By the looks of things, it is a virtual safety car. So they will try and slow down a little bit here. It normally would have appeared on there as well, but it looks like it's not. It's definitely a virtual safety car. So here we go. We've got we're on lap 16 and 36 of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Live exclusive for you guys here, with Cliffy holding on for 1st place here, and Barca in 2nd place as well. But with Moreno with the fastest, well, he has his pit stop already. So with his fresh medium tyres, trying to close in on O. Steven with his damaged front wing as well. Let's see what happens here as well. So Nightshades has fortunately left. Prime has got a drive-through penalty for speeding through the virtual safety car, so that's bad news there for Prime there as well. The battles galore here, Cliffy and Barca for 1st and 2nd, O. Steven and Moreno for 3rd and 4th, and also the battle between Scope and Sab for 10th and 11th place there. Tim?
It looks like Vulcanus Prime has retired from the race, so unfortunate there, but still watching this battle for the lead. Cliffy actually locking it up going into turn 4, but still staying in front of Niels Barca. That Alfa Romeo a little bit faster than the Renault at the time. Niels Barca is kind of hanging back at around half a second, but he cannot seem to get any closer. Even with the DRS, Cliffy is just so fast, and both of them are on old medium tires. They have yet to pit. I expect to see them come in within the next lap or 2, maybe even this lap. However, both of them bypassing the pit entry, so they'll be going for at least 1 more lap. And Cliffy that time getting a very good exit out those final 2 corners, and actually putting a lot of ground on Niels Barca. But Barca with the DRS slowly swallows that ground back to around half a second, and he's got the DRS once more as they go through turns 2. But Cliffy with a good exit has a lot of straight line speed. But now approaching turn 3, the very tight right-hander, Cliffy and Barca both going through there very nicely. Barca will have the DRS once more as they approach turn 4, but the problem is Barca just cannot stay close enough to Cliffy to actually do anything with the DRS. So all it's really doing is keeping him in contention without actually allowing him to battle for the lead.
Absolutely. So fair play to Cliffy, who's just a man on a mission to keep that momentous going for the points here tonight. With this battle galore for 1st and 2nd, we've still got another battle between Scope and Sab for 10th and 11th place here. But just to recap about the tyre wear, Tim, just to bit of a recap. 16 laps is the most that you could do on the softs. That's the telemetry that we have seen. 22 laps is the medium tyre. So you could say they could pit at any point in time here, probably about next 4 laps, 4 or 5 laps, depending on their tyre wear as well. And with Moreno trying to close in, it was the 5-second gap between himself and Barca, but now it's 4.2 now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another probably in the next next lap or so for the pits. Tim?
Yeah, and I think that the soft tires are the only option that Cliffy and Niels Barca can really go on. But as you said, with them lasting about 16 laps, they're going to have to time it just right, because even though they can last about 16 laps, they're going to lose pace very quickly, as we saw. It seemed like the soft tires really started to lose their speed around 5 or 6 laps on them, despite being able to last a little bit longer than most tracks. So they've really got to think about that. So while I'm a fan of the reverse strategy, I actually think that it's going to be Moreno, who started on the softs and is now on the mediums, that could very well capitalize on the pit strategies here in this race. So it looks like soft mediums are definitely the best strategy. However, Cliffy and Niels Barca, they're holding their own so far, hanging out about 4 seconds or so ahead of Moreno. Of course, they will lose the top spots once they do pit without a safety car, but still, not a bad day for them.
No, you're definitely right there, Tim. Not a bad day in the office at the moment on lap 20 or 36 of this race here as well. So still keep on going here, so I wouldn't be surprised if, with the situation there is, let me just have a quick glance at the gaps. So from the leader, so normally between about 22, 23 seconds is the gap. So either way, when Cliffy and Barca pit, they're going to get themselves probably down to probably about 9th or 10th possibility. But here we go. We've got a couple of penalties galore here from what we've seen here, but Charlie's got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. So again, this track is not great for trying to keep it consistent without the penalties here. But if you do keep it off with the penalties, then it's a very, very lucky job there as well. But still, with this battle for the lead here, as we're watching it passing into turn 1 here now. So Cliffy, with possibility with that overtake mode here, trying to get away from Barca as much as possible here. We've got Cryptox going to the pits, Sarivo, Steven going to the pits. So 20 laps on the mediums. They're saying, well, that's enough for me. We're going to go for possibility of the softs, and that's what they're going to do. Tim?
Yeah, and as you said, we are starting to approach the window on those medium tires. You said 22 laps. We're at 20 laps now. I feel like Cliffy's tires aren't going to last too much longer, because it seems every single time he goes into turn 4, he's locking it up. And to be fair, that is a very difficult corner to actually take, because you're going downhill. You have so much speed, and sometimes you have DRS as well. Of course, Cliffy being in first, he did not, but the DRS would just give you even more speed. So it's very hard to slow the car down, and you got to get on the brakes so very hard that you just can't help but lock it up sometimes. So now we see actually Cliffy and Niels Barca both going into the pits. So likely going to be taking the soft tires, both of these drivers are. So as they go into the pits, that's going to surrender the lead back to Moreno right now as he crosses the line. So Moreno running in first. I believe that YNWA Matty might be able to get to 4th, but he's actually pulling into the pits as well. He's reached the end of his tires. So that might actually put Scott Bugner up into 4th or even 3rd. However, Cliffy and Niels Barca back out on track. There is Scott Bugner now. Going through turn 1. He gets just ahead of Niels Barca, but not ahead of Cliffy. So Scott's going to have to pursue Cliffy to get by him for second.
Absolutely. I've just had a quick glance at Simon Palmer there to see, because he was getting closer to the battle while we was waiting for Cliffy and Barca, but the times that we saw was completely different. I thought there was going to be about 8th or 9th, but again, apologise for that. But Barca tried to make the move into 3rd place here, and he did a perfect job there as well. So here's a question for you actually, Tim. 13 seconds is the gap between Moreno and Cliffy. He's on the softs. Do you expect it to be close by lap 30, would you say? By lap 30, will it be close?
Really, I don't think so, because I think that after about 5 or 6 laps, those soft tires are going to start slowing down. However, Moreno already having 7 laps on those medium tires, that might bode well for Cliffy. I just don't see him being able to get up to first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll have to wait and see from that point of view there. We're just going to look at the grid here. We've got Matty trying to close in on Cryptox for 8th place here as well, and also Charlie and Sab for 12th and 13th respectively here. Matty had a penalty, I forgot to mention. Matty had another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. But Matty trying to make the move here into turn 3 here. Both side by side, too wide here. And he makes the move perfectly there. But will Cryptox try and push on here now? So he's going side by side here, trying everything they can. As you can see, trying to push on here. And Matty holding on there perfectly there for back to 8th place there as well. Tim.
And a good move by Matty and a good defensive by Cryptox. He almost got back by him, but Matty, he's on fresh softs. Cryptox, well, he's on fresh softs too, but he has 1 lap on them. So Matty having just that little bit of an edge over Cryptox that really made the difference there. So Matty in 9th, his next competitor is Scope Builder, but that's 3 seconds ahead of him. He might be able to get to him. Scope Builder is on 7-lap old medium tires, but it's going to be very close on him. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is not really a battle for the lead at all, but it has shrunk down to 11.2 seconds. So Cliffy slowly chipping away at that lead, while Niels Barca is sitting comfortably in 3rd, with his nearest competitor of Scott Bunger 4.6 seconds behind him. Nitrogash, of course, running in 5th in the Red Bull, so that is your top 5 for the Invictus Racing League Performance League Austrian Grand Prix so far after lap 24 of 36.
Absolutely, so fair play to those guys there as well. Oh, Stephen trying to make the move here on our Hailstone on the DRS straight there, passing him from turn 3 into turn 4 there, and that's a perfect move there as well. We might have a 3-car battle here for 12th place here, and Sab trying to make the move here on 12th here, but Charlie try and push on here as well. Sab's made a mistake there, turn 3 here, but Charlie's bounced back here with the hard tyres here, try and push on here from 12th place here. And they go side by side here, too wide here. Coming up to turn 4 here. Will Sab try and go around the outside here? Fair, respectful driving between these two drivers here. And Charlie's back up to 12 here. But will Sab try and go around the outside here of turn 7 here? Oh, come on. Will he try to make the move around the outside there for Sab? Brilliant move. But is Charlie back into it? Charlie's trying to go around he was trying to go around the inside where the pit entry is as well. But fair play to Sab there, just at the nick of time there. Tim.
And even a little bit of contact between Sab and Charlie Harris, but good job hanging on to it. I thought for a minute that Sab was going to go off track after that, but he hung on to it and actually making the move stick. So P12 now for Sab, Charlie Harris in 13th, and of course Simon Palmer sticking his nose in the mix there. He's running in 14th trying to chase down Charlie Harris. Will he be able to get by him though? I don't think he's quite fast enough to get to him, but he is nonetheless there and was in contention, at least for a moment. Going to go take a look now at Matty because he has caught Scope Builder. So Matty on those soft tires has caught Scope Builder relatively quickly there in Sector 3 and bypassing the pit entrance, now rounding the final corner. Scope Builder just hanging on, trying to defend on Matty, but it's all a moot point because Matty goes underneath him and heading to turn 1, he's already cleared him. So move Matty up into the 7th position.
That's a great move there from Matty. Fair, respectful driving there. I know he was on the faster tyre wear, but still put a lot of pressure there on Scope there for 7th place there, and he's going to try and push on there. But will Scope try and not give up this position here? We'll have to wait and see from the DRS straight. We're just going to watch it from this point of view to see if you can try and close in on Matty here as well. But also Nitrogas try and close in on Scott for 5th place there. So I'm going to have a quick glance there at 5th. Look at Nitro here, Tim. Look at Nitro here. He's got that Red Bull to give him some extra boost there to try and get on closer to the Haskar of Scott Bugner. Tim.
Yeah, Nitro Gash, it looks like he was actually kind of dancing with the curbs there a little bit. Looked like it upset the car going into the corner a couple times ago. So Nitro Gash going to have to be very careful to not spin this thing, but still staying very close to Scott Bugner, just 0.2 of a second separating these two drivers. And going down this straightaway, Nitro Gash will have the DRS, and he might be close enough to make the move on Scott Bugner. Both of these drivers have 10 laps on their tires, but with DRS, Nitro Gash goes on the inside and once he gets to turn 3, he's already made the move, and ahead of Scott Bugner, moved Nitro Gash into 4th. Scott Bugner, though, with the DRS, is going to battle back as they race down toward turn 4. But will he be able to make the move? He's using the slipstream and the DRS. He goes underneath him, but does not try to make the move. He backs out of it and stays close to Nitro Gash without going on the inside, so avoiding an accident there. Good job on both drivers' part. So Scott Bugner now just having to settle for chasing the Red Bull.
Absolutely, and the gap between first and second is dropped right down to 7.9 here, Tim. 7.9 as well, but we got Cryptox, Scope, and O'Steven buying out for 8th place. So we're just going to have a quick glance at that battle there of the 3-car battle here as well. And also, like I said, just trying to look at the grid there as well. We're on lap 28.36, and the clouds are getting darker here, Tim. The clouds are getting darker.
They are, and I'm wondering, are we going to see just a little bit of rain here toward the end, or is it just getting cloudy? Nonetheless, though, that is affecting the track temperature, so I'm sure that that's affecting the way that some of these drivers' cars are handling. And Scott Bugner now through turn 3, challenging Nitro Gash once more. He's a little bit closer than he was last time, so he's using the slipstream once again. Going through turn 4, he goes on the inside, and he is side by side with Nitro Gash now. Through turn 4, Scott Bugner completes the move, but Nitro Gash trying the crossover, not able to do it. Moves Scott Bugner up into 4th. Nitro Gash now having to settle for chasing the Haas. A very vast contrast from the last lap.
Absolutely, but I have to wait and see if Nitro Gash can try and bounce back here as well on lap 29.36 here. But Nitro Gash is trying everything he can here because he wants to get that 4th place position there from Scott there, who's trying everything he can to try and catch up to the top 3, but still trying everything he can here as well. So fair play to these drivers, whatever happens here tonight. We've got 8 laps remain here, Tim. Will there be any more shocks in your side there, Tim?
If Nitro Gash and Scott Bugner keep racing the way they are now, there might be even a safety car. They're racing very clean, don't get me wrong, but it just takes one little mistake to end your race, so they got to be very careful. So far, they've done a good job. Nitro Gash out of turn 3 with DRS. He's using the slipstream, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move on Scott Bugner. He is not, so he follows Scott through the racing line on turn 4. Scott Bugner, a little bit of a lockup coming from his front right tire. So the Haas machine already starting to struggle with tire wear and struggle with turn 4 in general, which we've seen drivers do all day. But it looks like Scott Bugner might be just a little bit faster than Nitro Gash. But one thing that I want to point out is 2 laps ago, it was 7 seconds to the lead between Clippy and Moreno. Now it is 6.6 seconds. And Moreno, you got to remember, has a 3-second time penalty. So if Cliffy can get within 3 seconds of Moreno, he still might be able to win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. But while this is battling out here, Nitro Gash is trying to make the move into turn 1, but he's lost a bit of his front wing just before that there, but which has now brought Scott Bugner back into 4th place here. But Nitro Gash will have the DRS. He should have try and push on here, but with that damaged front wing, he will lose out on the straight line speed there on the left-hand side there as well. But as you were saying about Moreno and Cliffy there, Tim, as long as it's within 3 seconds... Oh, it's raining! Tim, it's raining!
We noticed it at the same time now. That's going to put a spanner in the things for sure. A lot of these drivers are going to start slipping and sliding now here in just a couple laps time. And with only 5 laps to go in this race, we're going to see who can really hang on to their car and who's the wheelman of the bunch. Moreno, so far in first, 6.5 seconds ahead of Cliffy. If he can just hang on and be very careful, he might be okay to still win this race. But the track is just going to get wetter from here.
Yeah, but it's just absolutely immense stuff here. But if you're on like the slower tyre, this is quite beneficial for you until it gets even heavier with the rain here. So with the guy, Jim, on the hard tyres here from 6th place, we're trying closing on Nitro Gash, who looks like the gap was getting a little bit closer. 1.5 seconds now. So we're still watching this battle between O'Steven and Cryptox in turn 1 here as well. Let's see how Cryptox can try and make the move here on to O'Steven here for 8th place here. But with the rain kicking in already, and with 6 laps remaining here, Tim, it's just absolutely immense stuff here as well.
It really is, and it's going to really make the drivers think, because now not only are they thinking about chasing the guy ahead, Cliffy especially, he's not only thinking about chasing Moreno, now he's got to think about, okay, how do I keep this car pointed straight? How do I hang on as the track gets even wetter? Going down the front straightaway, I was riding on board with Cliffy that last time. He can see Moreno. He can just see him on the straights, but he's obviously not close enough for DRS, and I don't think he's really going to reach that point. I don't even think he's going to be able to reach the 3-second gap that he needs to in order to have a chance at this win. So Moreno might have this thing locked up, but that's assuming that he can keep the car pointed straight and that he can keep up the pace for the next 4 laps.
Absolutely, I have to wait and see in the next few laps here. But also, Jim is going to try and make the move here into turn 2 here. Perfectly there. Absolutely fantastic move there from Jim Laguna for 5th place here, and he could be trying to close in on Scott here for a good finish on 4th place. The gap between 3rd and 4th, nearly 18 seconds, is massive. Absolutely massive. With 5 laps remaining, cannot see that happening, but I think Jim Laguna could aim for 4th place. Do you agree, Tim?
Maybe. It's going to be very close. He is on the hard tires. Scott Bugner's on old mediums. Jim Laguna's on old hards. And it's 2.3 seconds to Scott Bugner. I really believe that Scott's going to hang on to the 4th position, but Jim Laguna might be close enough to at least challenge for it. But I just don't think that those hard tires have enough speed in them.
You never know. You never know in F1. You never know in this situation here as well. We come up to lap 33 of 36 here of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League as well, and it's been an immense race in here from start to finish here, regardless whether I'm saying. And it looks like Nitrogas is struggling here still with that damage from wing, which he could lose out another position here to Matty here, who really is on top form at the moment here. With Sab got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. Unbelievable stuff here, Tim.
It is. Nitro Gash, though, he's just trying to hang on for the best point stay that he can at this point. And Matty on the back of him and with the DRS as they go through turn 4. But will Matty send it? No, he does not. He's hanging on to it, following Nitro Gash through turn 4. And Nitro Gash gets loose out of the exit of turn 4. And Matty, in contrast, was actually suffering some understeer. So Matty's car getting a little bit tight from the rain. Nitro Gash's car getting a little bit loose from the rain there. So the wet conditions starting to really affect these drivers with just 3 laps to go, but Matty got very close to Nitro Gash that time. He might be able to make the move going into turn 1 once he gets the DRS, but we're going to have to wait and see. They're going through the final couple of corners now, and I think that, as you said, the wing damage on Nitro Gash is definitely holding him back. It's holding him back more than he'd definitely like, and there goes Matty around Nitro Gash. Did not even have to try, thanks to that front wing damage. So Matty move him up into the 6th place. Nitro Gash trying to hang on for 7th. He might be able to do it. Oh, Steven is 3.8 seconds back on old soft tires. So Nitro Gash might be okay, but it's going to be close.
It's going to be close as well, yeah. But some people have gambled, Tim. Some people have gambled on the intermediate. Scope was the first driver to close in the pits there, and then Charlie in the intermediates as well. So looking at from Nitro Gash's point of view, the rain is definitely kicking in massively here from that point of view as well. And I wonder if Scope can try. It's doubtful, but if he can hold on for 10th place, that'll be a mammoth task, and fair play to him on there. The battle close to 5th place here is Matty and Jim, which I thought Jim was going to get closer to Scott here for 4th place, but I've done that completely wrong here, Tim. And I tell you what, he's going to try and make the move around Jim here on. He's going to try. Manic stuff there, but Matty done a brilliant job there. But Jim Laguna's struggling. He nearly lost the back end of that car there. Has nearly lost it at the last corner there. But we're on the penultimate lap here, Tim. We're on the penultimate lap of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League.
Yeah, and those hard tires on Jim Laguna just not working out how he wanted them to. And I'm honestly surprised that Matty is having the pace that he does on those soft tires. It's 12 laps, so it's still within the window. But at this point, I would imagine that they're just awful to drive on. So I'm very surprised to see that he has the pace, and he's only 2 seconds behind Scott Bugner and closing that gap. So while I don't think he's going to be able to catch him, he's actually going to be a lot closer than I ever anticipated him to being in 4th place. So Matty having a very good drive, and already 1.4 seconds now separating Matty and Scott Bunger. So he might even be able to get up there to 4th place, but this is the final lap, so it's going to be close.
It's absolutely close here, but don't forget, Tim, you got all the penalties as well that could be added at the end of the race as well. So either way, this is going to be nervous stuff here for these drivers here tonight. But at the moment here, Moreno did cross the line for the final lap of the race here. So I'm just going to have a quick glance where he is on track. He's down the DRS straight on after turn 3, so it won't be long till to try and cross over the line. So he's just passing to turn 4 now, which I believe he has passed Simon Palmer there. But Matty's trying to make the move here on Scott here. Scott's struggling with those medium tyres here, and the rain is absolutely heavily now. But Matty, who had a great exit there, turn 1 there, I really do not want to leave here, but at the moment here we'll have to go back to Moreno here because he's coming up to the final few corners here as well. So we might just go back to Moreno now. So Moreno is coming up to the final corner now, which he has done a brilliant job at the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League at the Austrian Grand Prix. He has just won that Grand Prix. Fantastic too. Oh, after penalties there, Cliffy has crossed the line to win the Austrian Grand Prix. But as I said, Moreno did cross over the line first. But yeah, Cliffy, congratulations to him. He has won the Austrian Grand Prix. Barca is in 3rd place there. As long as I'm sure he'll guarantee to finish 3rd there, regardless there, because of the 30-second gap between Barca and Matty there. That is absolutely immense stuff there from Cliffy there. Don't you agree, Tim?
That it is. Cliffy just doing a good job to get close to Moreno and capitalize on the 3-second time penalty. Matty, meanwhile, he was close to Scott Bugner, but coming out of turn 3, he spun his tires. It just looked like they lost their life and that they could not hold up in the wet conditions. So that allowed Scott Bugner to have just enough speed to pull away from Matty and finish in 4th. Matty, of course, in 5th. Jim the Gooner 6th. Scopefilter 7th. O. Steven in 8th. Cryptox in 9th. And it looks like the Hellstone's going to cross the line now for 10th.
And then Nigel Gash will be the last driver to cross the line to finish in 11th. And it was a shame for him because he would have had some decent points here had he not had that front wing damage there probably about 10-15 laps earlier on. But yeah, fair play to all the drivers there. Well done to Cliffy for winning the Austrian Grand Prix as well. And the driver of the day from the game there is Matty there. So do you agree with that? Do you think Matty... I think Matty's done well, to be fair, but Cliffy went from right nearest the back all the way to the front there as well. With that immense pace there at the start, it's hard to pick a driver of the day, Tim.
I do agree with that, though, because Matty, he really gained a lot of positions there when it started to rain, despite being on old soft tires. It was just right there on the last lap. He could not hang on to it, but still a good drive.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there. So, showing the podium celebrations there. We're about to do the usual classification. Here are your race classification for the Austrian Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. You got Cliffy in 1st place, Moreno in 2nd, Barca in 3rd, Scott Bugner in 4th, Matty 5th, Jim the Gooner 6th, Scope 7th, O. Steven 8th, Cryptox 9th, Hellstone 10th, Nigel Gash 11th, Simon Power 12th, Charlie in 13th, Sab 14th, Prime, Nightshades and Samu have all had DNFs during that race as well. So while we're about to start the interviews quickly, I'll just have to quick about the advertisements, guys, because we was meant to do that before the start of the race, but we just didn't have enough time there. This is the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, live exclusive on the YouTube channel with myself, Malk and Tim, and always live, giving you live coverage there on the Thursday nights at 8 PM. Not only we're on live exclusive on the Thursday nights, we also got Monday nights for the F1 League on PS4 with Gareth and Sab. We've also got F2 League of in Harry and Charlie as well. So they do a brilliant job there as well. And also you got not only we're live on the Thursdays, we've also got the Wednesday nights of F3 and F4, obviously with Jake for F4. Rymac for F3 as well. Not only we do the PS4 side, guys, we also got the Xbox. If you're an Xbox fanatic, we've got one on the Sundays and Tuesdays as well on the Twitch channel. And also, for the first time ever this season, we will have the PC League on the Wednesday nights as well. Not only we're on the YouTube channel, guys, we're also on the social media side of Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. So make sure you like, follow and subscribe. And for the final time, check the InvictusRacingLeague.com for the site. If you like the racing that you've just seen, why don't you register, sign up and fill out the apply to race form, and one of the admins will get in contact with you soon. Before the guys are about to talk, can you please make sure your loud voice to be shared is set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. So while the guys are slowly getting themselves prepped up and ready to go, we're going to talk to the winner of the Austrian Grand Prix, Cliffy. And then we're going to talk to Moreno, who missed out on the first place because of penalties, in second, and also Niels Balsa for third place as well. So guys, are you all set, ready to go?
Yep.
Cool. So we're about to talk to Cliffy first, then Moreno, and then Niels Balsa. Cliffy, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
I bet you're delighted with that pace tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, we did a practice beforehand, and I knew I had the pace. I mean, me and Niels were pretty much bang on pace with each other, so I knew if I was as quick as him, then I'd pretty much be near the front.
Absolutely. I mean, from what we saw there, you had to get a good start there from 10th place, and you did brilliantly job there, especially with the medium tyre pace. It looked like you had like extra boost from that, with that pace that you had. Is this one of your favourite tracks, would you say?
I mean, my favourite track is Canada, so it's not really up there as my favourites, but I do like the track, and the setup I was using was quite good as well in low traction corners, so I was able to get a gap to the guys behind. I think it was turn 3, I think.
Yes.
Or turn 2. Yeah, so I was able to, get a bit of a gap to the guys behind and able to save my ERS.
Absolutely brilliant stuff there from yourself there, Cliffy. You did a brilliant job there with the amount of pace that you had. It was just immense stuff there as well. And with you are the new leader of the Drivers' Championship as well. So are you going to try and keep on to first place throughout the season now, or is it going to be a tough, challenging season for you?
I mean, I'm pretty much expecting to be in the Williams over the next couple of races, so I don't think I'm going to be able to stay in the lead. But then that's what I like about leagues like this, with the realistic cars. It gives other people a chance who haven't had a good two races to catch up to the guys who are at the top of the table. So I'm going to try my best and hopefully keep leading.
Absolutely, and obviously you crossed over the line after penalties there because of Moreno's penalty there as well. So well done for tonight, Cliffy. Brilliant job from you. I wish you all the very best of luck throughout the remainder of the season. You can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you. But thank you very much for joining tonight, Cliffy. Brilliant job from you.
Cheers, thank you.
No worries. Moreno, are you there, mate?
Yes.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, could have been better.
Oh, what caused the loss of the win there? Was it too much penalties galore, would you say?
Yeah, it was. I was just pushing way too hard on the soft tires. I had the pace. I thought, okay, this is my moment. I can get away from the field and just drive my own race. And I had like 9 seconds penalties in the first 10 laps, so it pretty much went downhill from there. But.
Oh, okay. So was it because of from your scenario there? Obviously, you was pushing to try and get away from the pack. You had a great start. Don't get me wrong. You had a great start to the race itself, but obviously it's damage limitations, isn't it? After it could have been a perfect scenario there for yourself there tonight. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course, I could have gotten the win. I definitely had the pace, and it's just annoying that the race was decided over time penalties.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't get me wrong, Moreno, you are still within the top 6, regardless of whatever happens here tonight. You're still within the top 6. So what's your objective to try and do well in this league here?
I can't hear anymore.
Hello? Moreno?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just repeat the question, sorry. You are still within the top 6.
You're gone again.
Moreno, can you hear me? Hello? Oh, shit. Moreno? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'll just try and repeat the question there. So, you're still within the top 6 again. How are you going to try and keep that momentum going in the top 6 tonight, this season?
You always wanna. Obviously, you always wanna get the drivers' championship, but I wouldn't say I'm far behind, but it's quite a few points to the people in the front, like P1 and P2. And I don't expect to be driving the Ferrari again the next 2 races, so I hope I get a medium car, not like a Williams or something like that. And, hope for good points.
Absolutely, and like I said, thank you very much. I do apologise if you hear any issues with the interviews there between myself and Moreno there. So I'm hoping you'll be bouncing back and try and get that hopefully another top 3 podium there for the next 2 races. But I wish you all the very best of luck throughout the remainder of the season then, mate. And you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you. But thank you very much for joining tonight. Barca, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, first podium. So, it's alright. P14 to P3.
Yeah, you did well, to be fair. Fair play to you. Did you expect to get 3rd here tonight, or was it just a bit of a luck?
Nah, I was just hoping to get within the top 10. I was surprised to have the same pace as Cliffy.
Oh, okay.
And, on the end, when it was raining, I had like a 30-second gap to behind, so I didn't want to bother with. Because last race, France, I didn't finish, so I wanted to get some good points. And P3 is pretty alright. Yeah,
absolutely. Especially in your first ever podium here tonight at the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. You did a brilliant job, and that is an immense drive here. I'm sure Tim would agree with me as well after this as well. But did you feel like you could have done a little bit better in the top 2, would you say, or too much to ask?
I tried to stay with Cliffy, but he was just I couldn't not overtake him. He was just a little bit in front of me every time. When I used overtake, I was a little bit too far behind to overtake him.
Absolutely. But it's just more about trying to keep the consistency, and obviously, as I keep saying, it's your first ever podium tonight, and sure, hopefully you'll get some more podiums here throughout the season as well. Obviously for yourself, Barca, where are you? So obviously, because it's your first ever podium, obviously you didn't finish last week. This should be a catalyst to keep going throughout the season. Do you agree?
Hopefully I can get another podium next week, because in France I almost got a podium, but then I got damaged, and when it started raining I just crashed. So yeah, this is a really good recovery from last week.
Absolutely. I'm hoping you bounce back as well, as because you did well to come back, and you brought it back with style there tonight, so fair play to you on that. Barca, wish you all the very best of luck throughout the remainder of the season, and well done for your first ever podium at the Invictus Racing League Performance League. You can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you, but thank you very much for joining tonight, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Nice one. See you later, mate. Take care. Tim, final thoughts before we shoot off. What's your thoughts of the race tonight?
I think it was a very entertaining race, and I love the reverse grid because it offers a little bit of differing strategies. So about half the drivers starting on the softs, where the other half were starting on the mediums. Ultimately, we saw the driver that crossed the line first be on the soft to medium strategy. But it was actually Cliffy, correct me if I'm wrong, that decided to go for the reverse strategy, and thanks to time penalties on Moreno's part, was able to actually capitalize on that and walk away with the win. But it was no shortage of entertainment because of the differing tire strategies, and there was even plenty of battle for position as well. So all in all, I think it was a very good race, and congratulations to our podium finishers, and congratulations to Cliffy on his win.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there. Well done to Cliffy, Moreno and Niels Barca for their top 3 finishes there as well. So fair play to them. They did a brilliant job. I'm sure Cliffy is the new Drivers' Championship leader after tonight's race, obviously depending on stewarding on the other points as well. But well done to those guys there as well. Tim, like always, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you to everyone that's joined the session. I do apologise for not reading the comments, but good evening to everyone, and I wish you all the very best for next week. We're about to kick off for the Zandvoort track, so we're going to enjoy it as well. So Tim, again, thank you very much for joining tonight, mate. Absolute legend as always.
And thank you, Malk. I love joining it here. It's always fun working with you. And as you said, next week being Zandvoort, extremely prepared, very, very good track. I love driving on it. It's going to be fun.
Brilliant stuff there as well. Thank you very much for joining tonight. You've just watched the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. We'll be back at the Zandvoort track. We will have back the full qualifying. I'll repeat that again. We will have the full qualifying, so the stream will start a little bit earlier than normal to get all the full qualifying scenarios sorted, and then the 50% race for round 3. Don't miss it, guys. Do not miss it at all. It's going to be a blast at Zandvoort. Will Cliffy hold on to first place? We'll have to find out in next week's race. Cheers for that, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.